Take them back.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Oakland as the Warriors go up against the Dallas Mavericks. Well, for the Mavericks, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. Let's talk about Klay Thompson, one of the best wings in the NBA. Might be the most complete shooting guard in the league. Most complete? What do you think?
I would have to say most complete. And, what I really like about his game, especially playing next to Steph Curry, when you play with a guy that has a little bit more, you tend to steal a little bit what they're doing. So, his ball handling is definitely getting better. He can help with the playmaking duties. But what I love about this guy, he can score in a variety of ways.
His defense could be stifling at times, too. I mean,
he's a great two-way player.
He's a two-way player, but I don't know if I would give him the best two-guard yet in the NBA, but he's in the rearview mirror of anybody who considered that, and James Harden probably would be the guy over
Stop it. He's better than James. Cut it out.
I tell you, James Harden carries teams, and Klay Thompson is on a team to help
carry. Won a championship?
That's help carried. That's all.
That is all. That's a good point. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
The Warriors have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend home court here at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. The Mavericks are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing, and they're still waiting for the return of Dirk Nowitzki in the lineup.
Kevin, that's a significant blow to them. I mean, their team has an entirely different identity with him out of the lineup. We're not even sure what the identity is yet, but of all the guys to lose, he's the one they could at least afford to.
Yeah, tough to replace, no doubt. Not just because, though, of his ability, but even more importantly, probably the leadership that you lose. Now we have to see on this team if they can figure out a way to do it without it. And it's going to be a challenge, but if you're one of the other guys, you got to look at this as an opportunity.
Now look at Dallas's starting lineup. Chandler Parsons out there with Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Junior. Then it's the Magician, and it's Powell in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Spades dishes to Curry. 6 to shoot. With a step back, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Hey guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
They grab their own miss. Speights kicks to Green. Pass to Thompson. Green, the screen. Back to Iguodala. Lets the 3 fly, and that one's good. Iguodala's got his first 3 points of the game.
And it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Parsons against Speights. Inside, it's tipped. It's stolen by Green. Here's Iguodala. It's deflected.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
I like his tenacity getting to the basket there, even though the dunk rattled out. 99 times out of 100, you'll get the dunk or the foul.
Thompson with the bucket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Outside Hardaway. The pass to Porzingis. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Look at the Mavericks. They're in the middle at 5th in the conference, looking to build in the wins as the season goes on. And, of course, the Warriors, 3 games behind.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, most of the preseason predictions were right on the money when it came to them. I mean, a playoff contender, but not necessarily championship caliber.
I would not write them off completely in terms of the title picture just yet. Still a lot of basketball to be played.
And the Mavericks with possession here after the missed 3 from Iguodala. Parsons on the wing. Powell, the pass to Parsons. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
Warriors have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Curry is inside. Got a piece of it. Fast break, here they come. The Magician sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. The Warriors trail. Outside, Green kicks it out to Iguodala. Puts up a 3. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Passes to Porzingis. Parsons against Iguodala. Parsons attacking. That one rolling around and runs out.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Guys, you gotta love the versatility of Klay Thompson. He provides so much at that 2-guard position.
Well, he can defend 3 positions, Kevin, and offensively, he does everything you want done from the 2-guard spot. He can play with or without the ball.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Thompson.
And Thompson's certainly in the conversation for the best 2-way shooting guard in basketball. There's really not much he doesn't do well.
And he can't hit the second.
And Thompson's much more active running the pick and roll lately. A great pocket passer, and of course, the defense has to stay glued to him because of that ability to knock down shots.
Now here's Parsons. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Hardaway. And that one hits back iron.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Got that one up quick. Thompson's got 5. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the San Antonio Spurs.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, Steve Kerr gave me a few moments to catch up with him. They managed to get a win in their last contest against this squad, but he's far from complacent, fellas. He said, we know we're facing a dynamite offense. We were fortunate to get a win last time around, but we need to approach this game with the same discipline and attention to detail. This is a game where everyone has to devour that scouting report and try to minimize our mistakes. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. That's a potent offense they're up against right now, and they know it.
Yeah, and that's why they've got to be ultra-focused at the defensive end right from the tip.
And I have no doubts that they will be. As bluntly as Coach put it to Doris, I'm sure he was even more blunt when he was talking to his guys.
And that one falls for Spates.
And Maurice Spates last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
Richardson, he's checked in for Dallas. Good on both. Greg, you were just talking about Mo Spates. Clark, he has a great mid-range jump shot.
He does, and they actually call him Mo Buckets. But he actually played so well last season, they even threw in Mo VP from time to time.
And Chandler Parsons really set off a Texas rivalry last year, drafted by the Rockets in the second round. He received an offer sheet in free agency from the team's rival, the Dallas Mavericks. Eventually chose Dallas, injured in the playoffs, hurt a knee, only played the one game. But I think they've got great things ahead for him with the Mavs.
Yeah, Parsons was a restricted free agent, so that meant the Rockets could match if they wanted to, but they declined to match Dallas's offer, which sent Parsons packing just up the road in Texas.
He's off on the first.
You know, back to the topic of Parsons' free agency, the offer from the Mavs was 3 years, $46 million. Houston didn't want to go that high, so they reluctantly let Parsons leave. Ultimately, Houston filled Parsons' small forward role with the signing of Trevor Ariza. Not bad.
And he sinks the second.
And talking about the Texas showdown over Parsons last year, even his teammates got involved. After Parsons left, James Harden reacted, saying that Dwight Howard and Harden were the cornerstones of the Rockets. But that's probably nothing compared to the rivalry that the two teams' ownerships felt.
Here's the Magician following the basket by Draymond Green. At the elbow, it's Parsons. Pass to the Magician. Now the feed to Richardson. 6 to shoot. Takes a shot at the elbow. It's rebounded by Golden State.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Chandler Parsons. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 10 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Yeah, in every way, I think he's doing a much better job, and the numbers certainly support that. Well, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now, here's Richardson. 23 points for him the last game against the Lakers. Here's Porzingis, guarded by Green, and that one's good.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right,
No.
right, right. Yeah, he probably just drone on as a broadcaster and would rarely contribute anything of note. Some guys have what it takes to call games, and Steve just doesn't quite scratch me as that kind of guy.
No. Now here's Thompson. He's coming off a 22-point game against San Antonio.
But his passing just blew me away. I mean, to see him operate their offense that way was a breath of fresh air.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Parsons passes to Porzingis. Here's the Magician. Three-pointer. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. Curry dishes to Iguodala. Back to Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. And Green gets it to go.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Here's the Magician. 11 points for him in that last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And defensively, guys, he was just all over the place, forcing turnovers and applying terrific ball pressure.
Here's Powell. And there's the pass to the Magician. And Parsons gets it to go. Parsons got 5. Warriors leading by 9. Green with a screen for Curry. Stolen away. Feeds to Richardson. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And Parsons slams it in.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam?
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off.
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. And the Warriors with some changes. David West, he's checked in for Draymond Green. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Barbosa in for Curry. Matthews, he's checked in for Dallas. Now here is Barbosa. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Here's Porzingis. 23 points for him the last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And boy, did he have it going offensively. He lived at the line during that game as well, and that's where he got a lot of those points.
Now here is Barbosa. 9-point game. Barnes against Matthews. With some arc, no luck. Now Dallas takes it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball's about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Simply got outworked under the boards, guys. I mean, that's the no-brainer of the deal. I mean, they got pushed around all game long.
Here's Barnes, following the score by Dallas. West outside. Clock at 4. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
I like the activity there, keeping the ball alive and creating some second-chance buckets.
Here's the Magician. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Pass to Porzingis. There's the 3. Leandro Barbosa with the rebound.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Thompson. 7 points in the game. Steps back and dreams the jump shot. And it's an 11-point Warrior lead.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Williams, he's checked in for the Magician. There's 1:38 left to play in the first quarter. Always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
Mavericks trailed by 11. Pass to Porzingis. Parsons outside. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Golden State's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
And he makes the first. And Klay Thompson, born into an athletic family. His father, the former #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And Clark, his mom was a Division I volleyball player.
And you know, Thompson, despite those genes, was not a highly recruited player out of high school. Grew up in UCLA's backyard, but ended up playing college ball at Washington State. What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, Clark, there's an intimidation factor, a physicality that they've brought that comes into play.
Porzingis, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. Here's West, and a little luck that time, but it drops. West has got his second bucket.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
30 seconds left in the first quarter. And Parsons kicks to Redick. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Here's Thompson. 10 points for him. Here's the floater. Excellent D there from Williams. Gets it off. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. The Warriors on top, up by 12. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort stretching the floor. I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry, and tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Powell is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Matthews. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Williams at the 1. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Warriors?
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is working hard on the offensive glass. They've had a number of putbacks. And, you know, J.J. Redick has shown steady improvement in his game. He entered the league as a spot shooter off the bench. Last season, averaged over 30 minutes a game for the Clippers. He's come a long way.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Hardaway's checked in. And both free throws good for Redick. And Redick has improved every phase of his game over every year, especially in the area of efficiency. Shooting over 47% from the field last year. And Greg, that by far the highest in his career.
Yeah, and his mid-range jumper last year, just automatic. The turnovers per minute averaged also ridiculously low. Even improved as a defender. And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Mavericks trail by 14. Williams passes to Redick. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Back to Williams. Kicks to Powell. Shot clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot, and he gets it to go. Williams has got his first bucket of the night.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Green, no luck. Dallas shooting 41% for the game. Williams with the ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Barnes against Hardaway. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Tim Hardaway Junior, the son of the great Tim Hardaway Sr., had a very good rookie season. However, last season, Clark, not the improvement that some were hoping to see out of him.
Kevin, you knew the expectations were going to be high going forward, very high. But sometimes you step back before you move forward. He only shot 39% last season. Very low for a guy of his caliber.
That free throw, no good.
And we were talking about Hardaway Junior, and he had a very good shot coming out of college, does a good job of freeing himself off screens, plays with good energy and intensity. For this young man, I believe the sky is the limit.
Richardson, he's checked in for Dallas. The Magician comes in for Williams.
You know, with Hardaway Jr., it's not my thing to compare guys to other players, but he could use a little bit of his dad's quickness and ball handling. Tim Sr. was one of the best in the league at getting his own shot and getting shots for others. If Tim Jr. can get half of that in his game, his star will rise.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Spates kicks to Barnes. No good with the triple.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from the Magician. The Warriors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Iguodala dishes to Curry, and it's good. Curry's got his third basket of the night.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
Here's the Magician, covered by Barnes. Here's the Magician. Draymond Green pulls it in.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories. Rebounds just being one of them.
Dishes it to Richardson. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
And one look at the box score will confirm that.
That's good from Richardson. And here is Iguodala. He has 6. He feeds it to Green. Plenty of space. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Green's got 6. Pass to Porzingis. Richardson against Iguodala. Right side Hardaway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's good.
Well, they really started to come on here in the second.
Clark, it's about how much more focused they look offensively here. They're trying to make up some ground.
Now here's Iguodala. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. The shot by Curry, no good.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Hardaway with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. The Magician passes to Richardson. And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too, so nothing subtle about that one.
Here's Curry. He picked up 36 points in their last one against San Antonio.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved. Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Mavericks trail by 8. Here's the Magician. He has 5. Outside Hardaway. That's good. Hardaway has got 5 points now in the quarter.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now here's Barnes. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
Here's the Magician. From deep. And it's Spates with the rebound. Spates has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Now here is Hardaway. After the miss from Andre Iguodala. Hardaway kicks to Powell. Back to Hardaway. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, we don't think of point guards as rebounders necessarily, but here are the ones that have corralled the most points in the last month of the NBA. And you look at the Magician, no doubt one of the most efficient rebounders in the game.
And as you can see by his spot on that list, guys, very few point guards in the league can rebound like he can. I mean, he has a knack for always being in the right place when the shot goes out.
Well, Greg, he's extremely physical for a one guard, and because he is, he's not afraid to get in there and mix it up and come up with some of those loose balls and rebounds.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors. And Dallas with a change here, too. Parsons checked in for Porzingis. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
The dish to Parsons. No good. Great D that time from Green. Outside Curry. He dishes it to Thompson. Off target from three-point range. Mavericks trail by 7. Outside Hardaway. He kicks to Richardson. Powell, the pass to the Magician. Lock at 6. Pulls up. High post. Warriors with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points. Last time they met was in Dallas where they beat the Mavericks.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
And here's a little-known fact, Clark. Only 3 players have recorded at least 2 triple-doubles in the NCAA tournament. They are Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Draymond Green.
That's some elite company for Draymond Green. He's a hard worker, a guy you love if he's on your team. He can be an irritant if he's not with you, but continues to improve and prove his doubters wrong.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Some changes here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Spates. West comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Barbosa in for Curry. And Dallas also making a switch. Matthews is checked in. And that one misses.
And Chandler Parsons, changing teams last season, saw a little bit of a regression. Down in points, rebounds, and assists, but more troubling, down in field goal and free throw percentage. So you can tell that that transition to a new team, new system, new role definitely had an impact.
And he sinks the second. Chandler Parsons coming over from Houston to Dallas, moving into a new scheme, a different scheme than he had with the Rockets. It was his first go-around with Coach Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, and it's not easy for a player to adjust to a coach, or a new coach to adjust to a player. That takes some time. It's a two-way street. We know Parsons has the talent.
Now here's West. He had 10 points in the win against San Antonio.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
It's Thompson off the drive, and he gets it to go. Thompson's got 12.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
The Magician passes to Powell. Richardson up top. The pass to the Magician. Thompson against Richardson. And it's sent back by Bogut. Now here is Barbosa. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And he gets it to go. And now it's a 10-point Warrior lead. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Now Richardson, 5 points in the game. Parsons passes to the Magician. From outside the arc. Can't get it to go. The Warriors go the other way with it.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter, and that's an understatement.
Bogut with a screen on Matthews. Thompson dishes to Bogut. Bogut sets a screen for Barbosa. Thompson outside. Knocks down the 3-ball. Thompson's got 15.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Matthews against Thompson, and Matthews kicks to Parsons. Passes it to the Magician. The feed to Powell. Shot to stop the run. Warriors with the rebound. Bogut's got 3 rebounds now in this one. It's Thompson off the drive. Pass to Barbosa. Iguodala outside. Off the left rim and out.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. 7 points in the game. Warriors leading by 11. Timeout called the Warriors. A different look for Dallas. Redick comes in for Richardson. And Darren Williams is subbed in for the Magician. Barbosa kicks to Bogut.
And, you know, looking at Andrew Bogut, he's been one of the game's best centers. I mean, obviously injuries have saddled him a little bit over the years, but he's made it through 67 games each of the past 2 seasons.
Andrew Bogut. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. The #1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big Aussie coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
Mavericks trail by 12. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Williams passes to Matthews. Here's Parsons. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on David West.
You know, going back to Bogut's fanfare entering the league, was 3rd in Rookie of the Year balloting. Then he went on to have some solid, if unspectacular, years, though his shot blocking and defense were always strong.
And guys, one thing people often forget to mention about Bogut, his passing. What sets him apart as a big man is his court vision, and whether it's from the high post, low post, he can create opportunities for his teammates.
Both free throws good from Parsons.
Some good numbers for Parsons. 10 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And Clark, that might not make the highlight reel, but those are important points nonetheless.
And again, no good by Golden State. Mavericks trail by 10. Outside, Williams feeds it to Matthews. Back to Williams. From outside, off the mark. Warriors shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Kicks it to Barbosa. 1:21 left to play in the first half. Thompson with it. Matthews covering. 5 on the clock. This one for 3. Again, the miss by Thompson. Dallas has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And Reddick kicks to Matthews. Dishes it to Williams. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Hey, guys, it's been a slow decline for Darren Williams the last few seasons. Once considered an elite point guard, he just doesn't have that stature any longer.
Well, for Williams, Greg, in his decline, his field goal percentage dropped to below 40% last season. Clark, I never thought I'd see the day with that.
Those were the worst offensive numbers since his rookie season. I mean, he had the game that you thought would carry him past his athletic prime, but that might not be the case the way those numbers look.
And, you know, one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he's averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3.
Barnes, who's checked in for Andre Iguodala. He's perfect from the line this time. And Clark, for Darren Williams, he clearly has the handle and the strength to get to the basket, but no longer the explosion that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know, he's had some ankle injuries, and that certainly is a part of that. And he's also in his 30s now, so largely a perimeter jump shooter, but still can impact the game with his deep shooting and playmaking.
Now here's Williams. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Reddick for 3. Barnes grabs the miss. Warriors leading by 8. Barbosa with it. 16 seconds left in the first half, and he gets it to go.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
It's Williams with the drive.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
And that does it for the first half of play. Warriors lead by 8. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I'm here with Rick Carlisle. And, Coach, how would you analyze your defense so far?
Well, they're getting too many open looks at threes. We're lucky they're missing a few. You know, this team, they stretch out so much. You got to be really alert. You got to pay close attention to the details.
Coach, thank you so much. Over to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Klay Thompson brought his A game early tonight. He ended up with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far? And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
Well, they're losing the battle on the boards. And when you're struggling to stay in the game, a few extra rebounds either way can make the difference. Because rebounds equal possessions, and possessions can equal extra points. They need to come out in the second half with the mindset that every rebound is theirs.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.